The Rams' 6-game winning streak crashes. We'll check to see if there's any fatalities. The Chargers bank a needed win, but the cost is sky high, and Nico Iamaleava is non-committal about staying at UCLA. Good morning. I'm James, and this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is December 1st, 2025, and the rent is too damn high. Welcome back to the home office. Do you like being in the know about LA sports? Well, if you do, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, we have an expanded look at the scoreboard today, as we do during football season, starting off with Carolina 31, Rams 28. The Rams slipped from the top seed in the NFC. Now, to be fair, if you want to be fair, they had played lights-out football for almost 2 months. You could say they were totally due for a letdown. But on the other hand, go ahead and be unfair. Who said life was fair anyway? Pick your scapegoat. Now, if you say it's Matthew Stafford, I'm not going to be totally bothered by that. He did turn the ball over 3 times. He threw an interception in the red zone. There was a pick 6, not to mention fumbling the ball away when it looked as if the Rams were in a position to steal a 7th consecutive win. But the guy had played damn near perfect for almost 3 months. So I can't help but think, shouldn't somebody else have done this guy a solid and stepped up their game? Help a brother out, right? So here's my counterpoint. If I were to look for a scapegoat, I'd blame the defense. The Rams knew going in that Carolina was going to run the ball, but they probably wouldn't have been that effective at it. They have run the ball the 3rd most in the NFL, right? So Sunday, the Panthers ran the ball 40 times. 40. And Chris Shula either A, didn't have a proper plan in place to stop the run. It didn't look like the box had a sufficient number of personnel. B, the players didn't execute Chris Shula's plan properly. I would even grant you C. Maybe they finally missed Quentin Lake, who's been on injured reserve. Maybe he has one more game out. Even though he's a defensive back, he absolutely pitches in on run defense. But again, Carolina they want to run the ball. They're just kind of iffy as whether they're effective. To give you an idea, if you eclipse 150 rushing yards in a game, that's a good day. Carolina, for all those rushes, again, 3rd in the NFL in rushing attempts, averaged just 125 yards per game. But what did they do Sunday? 164. So the Rams knew it was coming, and they still got pushed around. Now, why am I then hesitant to blame Stafford? Because if you keep in mind, during the Rams' winning streak, they were averaging 30 points per game. They scored 28. That's going to win you a lot of games, unless the defense mails it in. Now, Stafford passed for 2 touchdowns, both to Devontae Adams. Blake Corum and Kyron Williams rushed for scores. To be clear, the loss is startling. But I would be heartened by the fact that even though Stafford played like roadkill, the Rams were still in position to win. Let me know what you think, of course, in the comments thread. Meanwhile, Chargers 31, Las Vegas 14. The Bolts pick up a needed win against the opponent that they were most likely to beat. Only the celebratory mood short-lived, because Justin Herbert will undergo hand surgery today to repair a break in his non-throwing hand. So, let's talk about that first. I mean, sure, Chargers fans hate all things silver and black, And the pursuit of a wild card spot will get profoundly tougher from here, even if Herbert was 100%. But if you don't have that guy running the offense, the Bolts are screwed. Straight and simple. I mean, I can think of 8 backup quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl. A couple of more reached the Super Bowl. But it's not like Trey Lance was being plugged into the greatest show on turf, like Kurt Warner did when he got the St. Louis Rams to a Super Bowl. Herbert says he expects to play in the Bolts' next game December 8th. That would be next Monday night. Jim Harbaugh, meanwhile, toned down his Tony Robbins on methamphetamines act for a few moments, and he was like, quote, "I don't know about that. We'll see where the week takes us," unquote. Imagine how troubling a particular injury has to be in order for Jim Harbaugh to say maybe there's an ish. Now, to an extent, you can understand Herbert's optimism. The dude played with a broken finger a couple of years ago. The Chargers simply had Herbert go into the shotgun because taking a snap under the center would be painful and risky because you can't grip that center snap with both hands. You could easily fumble it. Herbert was injured in the first quarter, a helmet to the hand. It wasn't a dirty hit. No matter how much you hate the Raiders, that was not a dirty hit. Now, as for the game, Chargers broke a 7-7 halftime score. They scored the first 17 points of the second half. And we talked about it yesterday. Herbert would be able to make plays that Geno Smith and the Raiders offense couldn't. That was pretty much it. Herbert threw for 2 touchdowns. Kamani Vidal rushed for 126 yards and another touchdown. The Bolts sacked Geno Smith 5 times, twice by Tui Tuipulotu. So, as for the big picture for the Chargers, we've been saying it for weeks. Double-digit wins should be enough to get them into the playoffs. They need 2 more wins in 5 games to get there. The bad news is 3 of those games are on the road. 4 of them are against teams that made the playoffs last year. And oh, by the way, the 5th, that's the team currently leading the AFC West. So a win is a win. You absolutely wanted it. But keep in mind, the Raiders are also in the running for the top pick in next year's draft. The Raiders are the team that gave the cult of Shedeur Sanders all the Kool-Aid they needed. So the win helps, but I don't think it's calming anybody's nerves. Also, Lakers 133, New Orleans 121. Luka Doncic scored 34 points. As for today, Phoenix is at the Lakers at 7 o'clock. LeBron James did not play last night. The story was it was because his foot was bothering him. But his agent is admitting the dude is 40 and would finally say, you know what, Father Time? You got a point. I can't go back to back. So the expectation is he should play tonight. And the Clippers are at Miami at 4:30. So, with the scoreboard out of the way, let's get to the news. After a season-ending loss to USC, UCLA quarterback Nico Iamaleava was asked about if he's decided where he'll play next season. Quote, "No, I haven't, man. I was, focused on this game and, practice film. I haven't really thought of anything past that," unquote. So then the scribes followed up. "Hey, would a new coach influence your decision?" Quote, "I haven't really thought about that," unquote. So, that's unsettling. Understand it's a fair answer, but as we were discussing yesterday, a rapid rebuild of the Bruins program centers around keeping this guy in the fold. Football's compared to a lot of things. You hear it all the time. It's a game of inches. It's a game of war. I look at it as a game of chess. Protect your king, kill the other king. Iamaleava is their king. so long as he stays. And of course, killing the other king involves a pass rush. Now, understand, I'm not predicting that the dude splits. He's from Long Beach, clearly wanted to play closer to home, but he got the living hell kicked out of him because UCLA neglected to add any talent. Not to mention the fact that the dude left Tennessee's program, presumably because he wanted more money. Now, say what you want about USC, but even if Jaden Iamaleava leaves for the NFL draft, Hassan Longstreet is developing quite nicely for them. Who is developing at UCLA at all? Anyone want to throw a dart at the depth chart? Because your guess is as good as mine. As for USC, I'm not sure how much it matters now. The Trojans edged up to 17th in the latest AP poll. What I do suppose matters more is that a lot of bowl projections have the Trojans headed to San Antonio to play in the Alamo Bowl on December 30th. And all I can say about that is, having worked in Texas for a couple of years, ooh, pinch me. Goosebumps. And now, it is time for your daily idiotic Dodger acquisition rumor. Yep. Longtime viewers know we had a sound effect for Dodger injury reports. Since all these unsubstantiated Dodger hot stove rumors sound like they're being pulled out of somebody's rear, sounds about right. So, there is a scribe that is predicting that the Dodgers are going to go after Brendan Donovan of St. Louis. Or Donovan Brendan of St. Paul. Doesn't matter, really. Doesn't really matter. The scribes are now forecasting the Dodgers are going all in on 26 randos by now. Yeah. Hot Dodger takes. You put them all together and it's hot. Just saying. LAFC will not participate in the MLS Cup final. We already knew that. They got eliminated by Vancouver, but they still qualify for CONCACAF Champions Cup in 2026. That is because of NYC FC getting eliminated by Inter Miami earlier this weekend in MLS Cup playoffs. How that figures out, damned if I know. All I know is that they are in, so are the Galaxy. So both LA clubs playing in an international tournament. Yippee. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me. If you're a Rams fan or a Charger fan, are you concerned or still keeping the hope alive after what happened Sunday? And for that matter, Nico Iamaleava at UCLA, how bad do you want to keep him? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We are talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Quien Corte El Queso production. Take care.